Hello, it's Lindy Royer, founder of Park Meadows Pilates and Physical Therapy in Lone Tree and creator of the Body Truth program. And we are concluding our indoor golf series. It's about that time. The snow's melting. Even if we get more snow, it'll probably melt really fast. And now you're probably starting to think about getting out onto the driving range. Hopefully you're going to go do some practice hits before you start playing. But statistically speaking, what happens is that a lot of people don't spend very much time warming up, and they certainly don't warm up the specific parts of their body in order to hit a golf club. The typical warm-up for most golfers, not professionals but amateurs, is you go out, you grab a club, usually a driver, maybe an iron, and you hit maybe 5 to 10 shots, call it good, and start playing. That is actually not the greatest way to get your body ready to play golf, particularly at the beginning of the season. So we're coming out of winter. We've been doing a lot of sports and activities that are very much front to back of our body. So skiing is an example where we're using the lower body, the upper body staying pretty still, or snowshoeing, or maybe cross-country skiing. But there's not a lot of rotation involved in those sports where the feet are staying relatively planted and the torso and body are rotating over the legs, not to mention the fact that when we play golf, we're actually hanging on to this stick in our hands. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about whole body support, and I'm going to introduce you to a concept that you might not have heard of before. And then I'm going to give you a quick little tip that you're going to practice before I see you again for our final video. So did you know that most fitness and exercise programs are actually teaching from a 400 or 500-year-old anatomy model? So when anatomy first started to be a thing, people were literally digging up dead bodies, and illegally, I might add, and starting to, dissect them and have a look at what was going on inside this human body. And they started to do drawings that isolated muscle groups. So we have muscle groups like the biceps. Most people are aware of the biceps in the front of the arm. Most people are aware of the pecs, the quads in the front of the hips and the front of the legs, the back of the thighs, the hamstring muscles. So when we have been teaching anatomy and learning anatomy and teaching fitness, we're all about isolating these muscles. That's not how your body is designed to work. Your body is a whole three-dimensional, top to bottom, front to back, inside to outside system of connective tissue. Your ligaments, your muscles, your tendons all work together in big, long slings to support your body. So your body doesn't get to support itself just by one bicep or one pec or one quad or another quad. It's a connective tissue system that is both intelligent and fluid. And that connective tissue system is very active in the golf swing because it's a whole body motion. So today I'm just going to quickly show you an example of a sling, and then we're going to do an exercise. So I have Seymour over here. We've got our old friend Seymour, and he's wearing a scarf. And the scarf, we'll just take his head off actually. So the scarf is to show you one of the sling systems, and one of these whole body support systems that comes from under the shoulder blade along the ribs. It comes through the oblique part of the body, so it involves one of the big shoulder muscles or scapular muscles, the obliques, and it goes all the way down the inside of the thigh. And I'm just going to pick up his foot here so you can see. This sling then goes from his hip down the inside of the leg and ultimately wraps all the way under the foot toward the little toe. That's one continuous system of support that literally goes from Seymour's right shoulder blade, and yours too, across the obliques, across the front of the hip, down the inside of the leg, the inside of the lower leg, under the foot, and dives out to the pinky side of the foot. You can use this sling system in the golf swing. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more in the next video. For today, what I'd like you to work on is the ability of your torso to access this sling down into the foot. Because in the golf swing, we're rotating the torso over the hip joint. So you're going to do this on both sides. I'm going to show you on my left leg. So this will be your right looking at the video. So what you're going to do is you're going to step onto your right leg. You're going to tip over that leg. So do you remember our address position in the last video? And from this position, you're going to rotate the pelvis and the torso over your left leg. In the golf swing, what's happening is we're rotating the pelvis over both hips. So we want both hips to be able to support from underneath from the ground. So here's your image. If I'm stepping onto my left leg, I'm connected from my right shoulder blade across the front of my body, down the inside of my left leg, under my foot. So that's the connection. And then you're imagining lengthening and shortening that connection, meaning I'm bringing my shoulder blade closer to my foot. When I turn this way, I'm taking my shoulder blade further away from my foot when I turn that way. Can you do that and control the movement of your pelvis over your leg and balance at the same time? You may not feel like this is something that relates to your golf swing, but one of the things that happens is when we transfer weight from the back foot to the front foot, if that front leg is not able to collect all of that energy and control it, then we're going to have a bad shot. I'll see you in the next video for our final look at whole body support. Thank you for watching.